Well, speaking of Great Balls of Fire and some latest news as of last night, really, well, this is Pro Wrestling Today and talking about mainly two topics that I was gonna touch bases on, and especially what happened with last night. Now, chances are if I was home, I would have been there, but it was at WWE MSG with the SummerSlam Heatwave Tour continuing and making its way down here. Well, with that being said, there is a matchup for the United States Championship, which most of the titles are on the line anyway at WWE house shows. So with that, it was a rare change that AJ Styles was able to become the United States Champion, and that is pretty interesting and getting me even more excited for WWE Fayetteville and basically expecting the unexpected now at WWE live events. So it's very rare, like I said, that the titles that do get to be defended and everything at live events very rarely change hands, and very rarely you'll see someone, unexpectedly show up and stuff like that. Like at one point, The Rock was able to show up too for a WWE live event in Boston, Massachusetts at one time where Austin was. And then, at one point, the tag team titles were able to change hands, I believe, a couple of years ago. So now, most recently, as of last night, and I saw it through a good friend's post, you may know her as Jamie Loves Taker, aka Rotisserie Jamie. She was there. I saw her Twitter post where AJ Styles was able to be the new United States champion. So, I was able to talk things out with some friends on Facebook and everything like that, and basically going at is, and it looks like AJ Styles, of course, will have his return match with Kevin Owens, much like they had their match at WWE MSG. Probably announce the matchup for Battleground. I'm sure maybe we'll see something like that going for SmackDown Live, and to see how the fallout of WWE MSG was. So we'll see what happens with SmackDown Live and to see how things are going to be able to play out, especially with their rematch from Backlash, basically. So that should be interesting, and I know the rumors too, now having possibly Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, and maybe even this time for the United States Championship and title or not, it's going to be pretty dope and badass to see between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, especially for SummerSlam. So that's it when it comes to that. So that's really cool. Congrats to AJ Styles on becoming the United States Champion. So I'm looking forward to see what else is going to be happening. Also now, with that, on the same night, last night, basically Austin Aries, well, from what I saw at Axford's release, and looks like he was like frustrated on certain things that's been going on. It's kind of sad to see where things are going to go now, but and how they turned out. And Austin Aries, at least once, I think, should have won the Cruiserweight Championship when he was feuding with Neville and everything. That would have been nice to see. He was doing basically it all, whether it be on commentary. Of course, we saw him on NXT. He was able to debut in a video game for the first time ever, basically, on WWE 2K17, possibly be in 2K18, and it'd probably be for the last time for a while, depending on what's going to be happening with Austin Aries and everything. So that was cool to see him on that platform as well for video games. But, with that being said, it is crazy. It sucks to see Austin Aries be let go. He was definitely one of my favorites, especially in TNA. I got to see him wrestle at least maybe once or twice, I want to say, during TNA and everything in his run, when it was actually TNA at the time. Even though now it's GFW, like I mentioned in my previous video a little while back. So we'll see what happens with Austin Aries. Hopefully he will return and everything. And it sucks that with the Cruiserweight division right now, it isn't nearly what it once was and everything. And they're just still on that struggle and everything. So hopefully now maybe there would be an overhaul. If things are going to change and everything, we'll see on that. So, the Cruiserweights definitely on that note could be a lot more better, and Austin Aries, was one of my favorites too, checking out the Cruiserweight division and everything. So I'm still pretty hopeful that things will change, but you never really know on that. I would like to see an improvement on that since, when it first started around like 2002, around 2003, that's when it got really exciting and everything, and they're actually like one of the main attractions and stuff like that, and something to actually watch. There's a whole roster of guys that were exciting to see. I'm not saying it in a bad way at all, definitely. So it was definitely a treat to see. But with that being said, we'll see what happens with Austin Aries. What are your own thoughts and opinions on Austin Aries being released from WWE? And not only that, what are your thoughts on AJ Styles now being the United States Champion? Where things are going to go? Is he going to face Shinsuke Nakamura for the US title? Would you like to see it? And all that good stuff. Definitely leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment box. So, with that being said, a little impromptu, Pro Wrestling Today and this Pro Wrestling Today episode. Until then, and only then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. In the next video, whenever the hell that next video may be. Enjoy your Saturday and your Sunday for tomorrow, which definitely for Great Balls of Fire. And I'll most likely be back in some sort of review somehow. But until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace. See you then.